much for my birthday. Hello, my name's Nushi. I am a singer, vlogger. I like to chat shit and I like to argue, but today we're meditating. We're taking it slow, we're taking it easy, because today is my birthday. So, happy birthday to me. And I'm going to do something a little bit different, because usually every birthday I have a bit of a reflective moment. I have a bit of a reassessment. But this birthday, rather than reassess over the past year, I'm going to reassess over the past 10 years. Moving to London in 2016 did change my life, and I want to reflect over it and look at how I got here and where I want to go. Hey, look, if I'm still here and the world still sucks in 2036, then I'll do this again, you know? Alright, and also, I got a little cat book, so this is where my notes are from now on, because, yeah. Kitties! Dear 18-year-old Anusha, 10 years ago you made a conscious decision to move to London and pursue music. I decided to fill my UCAS application in very late, almost the day before the deadline. For a myriad of reasons. I had no idea about the process of UCAS. I went to none of the UCAS meetings. I didn't meet the advisor. I just emailed her one day and said, hey, send this form off to this university, please. I did that because I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. All I knew is that I wanted to do music. And I didn't really see uni as an option for me for loads of reasons. Like, I didn't want a bunch of debt, already coming from an underclass family. But at the same time, I didn't see any other option, because I am the generation where the youth club started closing down and there were huge cuts to the arts. My advice to you, 18-year-old Anusha, is that this is the best decision you'll ever make. And you are so fucking brave. Yes, you partly did this because you're in love with a girl called Emily, but we'll get back to her later. It was a very silly thing to do. It wasn't well thought out. You moved with only £800 in your bank account, which you worked 3 jobs to save. This is the best decision you ever made. And you were a big dreamer. You got here. So well done. Speaking of Emily, I loved her. And it was my first in-person girl crush. I thought she was awesome. I thought she was smart. Like, actually, not to be rude to her, but like many years later, I just realised I just loved her. It made me realise I was demisexual. Made me realise that I'm a big lover at heart, even though I'm also a big hater. Like, I'm a little bit of both, you know? Like, I hate you all until I love you. Unfortunately, Emily, being the girl she was, she ghosted me. On my birthday, on my 18th birthday. That was one of the worst days of my life, and I tried to enjoy it, but I just couldn't. Like, she kind of turned up to my birthday, but then left early, and then proceeded not to text me for like a couple of months. College is odd. I didn't want to be here anymore because of it. I thought that I was unlovable. Around that time, a lot of people, regardless of gender, were using me for their own will, I suppose, and it was a very horrible time to realise that this was the case. I was very self-conscious about liking people. I thought that if I liked people, that I was just going to get hurt and that there was no point in dating. Now, it's funny because 10 years later and I've still never dated because of this situation and a couple of others. My advice to 18-year-old Anusha is don't do anything differently. Well, you deserve to slap a few people. You deserve to slap a few people. Some people deserve to get slapped. I don't regret loving the people I did. In the 10 years that I've been here since 18, I'm someone that I either really like someone or I don't. I look back at certain quote unquote relationships. I look back at certain situationships. And as much as they were fucked from the beginning, let's be honest, I will also say that I don't regret it because I learned so much. I don't regret it because I think I understood who I was and what I will accept and what I won't accept. And I don't regret it. I actually made lifelong friendships, you know. The people that I fell in love with are still in my life. And I'm like, I don't regret that. So the last thing is that obviously you're a big dreamer, you're a big lover, and you got to London. You got here, like I said, with £800 in your bank account, thinking that that was going to last you a couple of months. Ha ha ha. When I got to London on my very first day, I met Retri2, and that was very funny because he was hanging around Tottenham Hale, and my mum's ex-boyfriend drove me to London, basically. And he stopped outside, and I was like, oh, that's Retri2. Oh, that's nice. Hello. When I tell you, I've never seen a grown man geek out so much. It was the funniest day because just seeing this man just kind of go, hello, I think you're awesome. Oh my God. Like just seeing him completely fangirl was just fucking brilliant. So yeah, I have very fun memories of moving here. I moved here with a person called Kelly. In that week that you moved to London and you started uni, you had to then buy a Mac. You then had to buy a bunch of microphones and interfaces, this is the one I'm using. I bought this 10 years ago. You had to buy a bunch of music equipment, which meant that you had to then work 2 or 3 jobs throughout uni. And then 2 or 3 jobs after finishing uni. You want to be a musician, right? You want to be someone who finds stability in music. You are going to have to realize that you are also part of the underclass. And the industry and the people who benefit from the industry, because they're important players too, do not like poor people. They don't. Poor people are the antithesis of the industry. Even though poor people tend to run the industry and fund it and ideas come from it, unfortunately, poor people just don't make good celebrities because, again, it's the antithesis of what a celebrity is. Ish. We'll talk about that another day. You were never meant to make it as a musician. Everything costs capital. And because you were never fully in search for it, it means that you are very easy to chew out. You are very easy to intimidate. People in the industry, you'll meet certain people will talk to you because they'll see something to exploit, something to cannibalize. But once they realize that you have set a boundary or they've realized that you're not going to take their shit, they are going to leave you and you are going to feel very confused. It will also take you 10 years to make your first mixtape. It will take you 10 years to afford to make music. That is because, like I said, music is expensive and capital makes the world go around. And because you're from the underclass, because, you never had savings, you don't have like a rich benefactor, you don't have a parent with a secret job or whatever, like, ultimately, you're up a creek without a paddle. You're trying your hardest, but you also have to deal with the fact that you're working 2 jobs in order to have the bare minimum amount of food. You're skipping meals in order to make music, and it's not even getting you that far. It fucking sucks. But in those 10 years, I have no doubt about who loves me, who's there supporting me, either online or in person. I have no doubt that the people that love me in 2026, what I would say to young Anusha, to young 18-year-old Anusha, is I love how you never gave up. Yes, you had your tantrums, you had your freakouts, you even said you'd give up at 27 for reasons that we don't need to get into, but you didn't. And at 28, you've made your first mixtape. And it bangs. So what can I say? Here's to another 10 years. Fingers crossed. disability permitting. Here's to a birthday without any stress. If you didn't know, I cut off my family 2 years ago and it was the best decision I ever made. And here's to just a birthday that is for once about me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this, because I do like telling stories. I am a storyteller at heart. I've been Nushi. This has been my channel. Subscribe and ting, because, you know, algorithms and that. Or just leave a little comment. You don't have to even say happy birthday. So, yeah, let me know if you're excited to hear the mixtape, because I know I am. I say that as a person making the mixtape, but that's okay. I'm very excited because I am only like £50 away from my goal now. And it means that I can finally do the thing I set out to do at 18, which is make music. When I told my mum at 12 years old that I wanted to be a singer, the first thing she said to me wasn't necessarily no, but it was more warning me that I am most likely going to fail. And she didn't say it to be mean, but she said it because, like, I'm a dark-skinned girl, we didn't have any money growing up. Like, she didn't really want to get my hopes up, but then she realised I'm a big dreamer. So, we both said fuck it. That was like 16 years ago. And look where we are.